Hello there! Welcome back to another episode of We Are the Senate, a Clone Wars breakdown where we'll watch and discuss a new Clone Wars episode every week. This week we'll be watching Clone Wars Season 4, Episode 5, Mercy Mission, and we hope you enjoy the show as much as we do. Thanks for tuning in, and this is where the fun begins. For those of you who haven't seen this Clone Wars episode in a while, we have a synopsis for you. R2-D2 and C-3PO embark on an underground mission to save the people of Adleigh. So R2-D2 and C-3PO are with Commander Wolf and his Legion, and so on the way to meet up with Master Plo, they're trying to bring relief to the people of Adleigh because they've been experiencing bad earthquakes and things of that sort. So they're on the way to Adleigh.
Really? Must you be so rough?
Oh, you think this is rough? Wait till we get to the surface.
Traipsing through a natural disaster zone is not my kind of diversion, R2. You may be game for an adventure. I certainly am not. Oh,
Suck it up, Shiny.
that will leave a mark.
I'm just so rude to them.
Great, it's gonna be another one of those planets.
How many planets have been like this? C-3PO and, not really R2, but mainly 3PO, his interaction with the clones are like really, it's really funny because it seems like the clones really do not care. Yeah, because he's a translator droid at heart. Yeah, and I mean he'll come into play. He'll come into use with this episode because obviously those people, they can't speak their English. I guess it's English. We don't know, but yeah. I think it's cute that 3PO's like, you may be up for adventure, but I am not. And it's funny because 3PO ends up doing crazy stuff throughout Star Wars. That's true. Yeah. I guess he doesn't remember all of it. Yeah, he doesn't remember it, but he goes on a crazy journey. Oh yeah, for sure. But they get to the surface of Adleigh, and they're meeting with the people.
Access and repair of their mainframe computers is job one. The R2 unit has uploaded the Republic's reboot manuals with instructions on how to make the equipment we're leaving operational.
Ping, koza son koketu manashipui, atope pictogata repabolic, mia nawa fangizi.
Kanadu do risanya.
Duawani, duawani.
Risanya.
They are asking if we would make peace in the ground.
We're good, but not that good. Sinker,
Commander?
take your team, the R2 unit, and a couple of Alina to the mainframe station. Let's get them back online.
On it, sir. All right, little fellas, let's go.
Oh, that's so cute! And R2's one of the little fellas. Aww. It's funny that they want them to make peace with the ground. It makes sense in the context of this episode, but how are they supposed to do that? They're clones, they're not Jedi. And I love Wolf's response to her. Good, but not that good. He's got personality, which I appreciate. But first and foremost, this is a relief mission, a relief effort. Yeah. They're not really supposed to stay. Just give them supplies. And so Wolf makes that clear in our next scene. The king of the Alina.
Noti. Somriti aido patarish mio.
The Alina feel great shame. He is saying, first, peace must be restored. We must go inside, inside. He says no to the kitchen.
This is a relief mission.
Indeed. Perhaps they do not allow eating in public.
Ponita song miti. Aido patarish
Do I need this? Here's how it is. My orders are to deliver supplies and re-establish power and communication systems. Report back to the transport the moment that R2 unit has completed the download.
Tell them we'll be out of their hair in no time.
Yeah. Well, it's not exactly
Honestly,
happy
I
people.
wouldn't want to stay with those people who just going,
Yeah, bowing to
just-
the wolf.
yeah.
But they do want them to help stop the earthquakes, because that's the whole reason why they're there in the first place. But Wolf and Threepio, pretty much everyone, they don't really know how they're supposed to fix that. They're just trying to.
If you don't know how to fix it, then you can't really
Yeah.
do anything.
And I feel like Wolf is probably the most likely person to just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna do my job. I'm not gonna fix your ground. That's your problem."
Yeah.
Maybe Rex would have helped them more easily, but who knows? Rex wasn't there. It's Wolf. But the Alina do take 3PO and R2D2 to where the tremors are coming from, I guess to try and make peace with the ground. And it's not quite what they expect.
Oh, yes, I see. A sacred treasure indeed. To be excavated and examined at a later stage with the proper equipment. Better to stay at a safe distance, thank you.
Shut This is the cause.
I have a bad feeling about this.
That was a hard fall. I know. 3PO should be in pieces. He should, but he's alive. He's okay. Yeah, for sure.
That's scary that you would just be like, oh, here's this thing in the ground, and then you just fall into it.
Yeah, I suppose they thought it was an artifact, but it's actually a passageway to a whole underground world, which is not what they expected, clearly. But I suppose this is what they meant by making peace with the ground, by falling into a hole and trying to survive.
Yes.
Isn't that lovely?
But they just sacrificed the people who was supposed to give them relief. They have no way of
Yeah, I
out.
don't think it was intentional that they fell in. I don't think the Alina brought them there just to send them into the hole. I think that was the earthquake. But there is a whole other side of Aline, this underground realm. And so 3PO and R2, they're trying to figure out how to get back to the surface. But they meet some strange creatures down there.
Go! Leave us to rest.
We will be happily on our way if you would just point us in the right direction.
Why have the surface dwellers destroyed the peace?
To be accurate, the quakes did that.
The ground shakes to keep out their foul air, which poisons and destroys us.
The quakes have caused many to die. That is why we have come to help.
How?
However we can.
There is not much time. Find what you were sent here to do. Ask Orphney. She will know.
Yes. On our way to see Orphney directly. R2, let's get out of here.
Yeah, those trees were quite creepy.
Yeah, but they're also trying to keep the peace between their world and the surface dwellers, because their air is poisonous to one another, and so it probably doesn't help
Yeah.
that that covering is open, which it seems that's why the quakes have happened, is to try and close that up. But of course 3PO had to fall in instead of closing it. But they go to Orphney, who seems to be I don't know if she's the leader of this underground realm, but she's certainly mysterious. And so they're trying to see if Orphany will help them get back.
I can't eat you.
Well, that's a relief. If you are Orphany, we have come to ask...
How to get back?
Well, yes, we have lost our way.
There is a covenant between the Alina of old and our subterranean world. We survive because the ground keeps us apart.
But you are apart.
No, the divide was breached when they attacked our most sacred site.
Attacked?
Without going through the natural filtering process, the surface air is deadly to us. We caused the quakes that followed.
But so many on the surface have died.
We are not destroyers by nature, but we must do what is in our power to seal the breach.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. It doesn't justify the fact that a lot of Alina were killed because of the quakes. However, they have to survive too. It makes me wonder if the Alina know the full extent of the world beneath them, or if they just know that there's something down there. Because
They might have heard, like, stories.
yeah, stories. Maybe some of them went down at one point. Who knows? Orphany makes it sound like there was an attack on their sacred site, so maybe someone did fall in. I don't want to know what happened to them, though. However, Orphany, she does not rescue them, but she shows them how to get out. And so the first thing 3PO and R2-D2 go and do is seal the breach. So they are bringing peace to the ground, which...
On
wow.
both sides.
Yeah, on both sides.
Oh, you are welcome. I knew we would be able to help.
Exciting! You two finished with those repairs on the computer system?
My good sir, you may not realize it, but we have been on quite an adventure.
Really? Quite an adventure, huh? Get a load of this one.
What? Which one? What do you...
Just come on, the commander's been looking for you.
Well, 3PO solved the problem. Unlike Jar Jar, he can actually succeed in doing things the right way.
Yeah, 3PO manages to get the job done. Maybe, usually with a lot of help from R2. I mean, Orphany technically gave them a riddle on how to get out, and of course R2 was the one to solve that. R2 is the true hero of
R2
Star Wars.
has memory of generation after
I know.
generation.
R2 is eternal.
Yes.
But they saved the Alina. They brought peace to the ground. But now it is time to depart because their job is finished. I'm sure Wolf is glad to,
No,
get away
R2,
from
I will
3PO.
tell the story. No one understands you anyway. It's only proper. I am the one who solved the riddle. I should be the one to relay the story. I will, of course, report on your individual
so
heroics. Do you think Senator Amidala will hold a state?
As soon as we rendezvous with Master Gallia, we're offloading those two.
Perhaps
I couldn't agree more, sir.
Chancellor himself shall attend. Oh, dare to dream, R2. Dare to dream.
The banter between C-3PO and R2 is like the best.
Yeah, and we're going to get more of it in our next episode. So this was a fun little droid adventure, and I'm excited to see where we go next. Thanks for watching! Please leave a comment, turn on notifications, and hit the subscribe button to support the Threepios. Also, thanks to our sponsor, Dave Filoni. We couldn't have done this without you. Stay tuned for new episodes Wednesdays, and may the Force be with you!